What are some green flags that someone is a good person? When they speak positively about their friends when they aren't there. I visited a friend with my fiance, and when I stepped into the bathroom he thought I couldn't hear them. He spent the whole time I was away telling my fiance what a genius I am and how nice I am, etc. Super nice of him. I'll never forget it. I'd never say this to her face, but she's a wonderful person and a gifted artist. Why wouldn't you say that to her face? Crippling social anxiety. I try to do this and somehow always start talking bad about people. I hate it. Looks like you aren't a good person. Time to wrap it up. When person makes a promise and keeps it, especially when they offer to help other people, this is a sign of someone you can count on. I feel called out on this one. I promised my C's to accompany her to another city for an interview cause she doesn't want to go alone. But her interview got postponed to a later date, which meant that I'd be missing 4 days instead of the initial 2 days of class. I had to message her that I would have to go back on my promise and she hasn't replied yet. When they actually listen to you when you are talking and try to understand you. Right, I'm starting to notice when people are listening as opposed to just waiting for their turn to speak. It's hard when you realize no one listens to you, especially friends you've listened to and at least tried to make conversation with. I catch myself doing this sometimes, but it's not because I'm not interested in what they have to say. I just thought of something to add to the conversation or to their point and am giddy to share it with them. This lady at Aldi today let me keep my quarter while switching cards. That was pretty cool. Only been to Aldi's twice in my life. Second time, I was returning my card when an elderly lady asked me if she could give me 2 dimes and a nickel for my card because she didn't have a quarter on her. I tried over and over to refuse the coins. It was only a quarter after all, but she wouldn't take the card without giving me the 25 cents. Finally gave in. Felt bad. Now I don't go to Aldi's out of fear of kindergarten little old ladies lol. My husband is so nice to old ladies and they love him. Once in a while I sent him to find somebody to help us. 30 minutes later I left to find him. Since he'd never returned, he had been helping an old lady figure out which Fitbit watch would be the best for her. He never even reached a person. So I went and found help on my own. He's just playing the long con and waiting till you turn into a G-MILF. They fill up the gas tank after using your car. I lent my friend my car when my wife and I went on vacation one time and the crazy bitch not only filled it up, but got it detailed as well. Drops coffee on the center console. Guess I have to get the car detailed now. Murders homeless man in backseat. Well, this isn't going to clean itself up. Call the wolf. When they are honest at a detriment to themselves. X. In a technical field I trust someone way more when they are asked a question about something they probably should know. Could bullshit the answer to without repercussion, but instead say they'll get back to you on that. Absolutely this. The person who says it depends, or I'll have to check on that is aware of their own limitations, and B. aware of how many variables are at play. That's the person who knows what they are doing. The guy who can spout an answer in 2 seconds? Unless the question is what's 2 plus 2, he's either bullshitting and hoping for the best, or genuinely too stupid to realize how much he doesn't know. Look at how they treat strangers they will never meet again. Especially customer service workers, baristas, waiters, grocery store clerks, cashiers at retail stores, etc. Edit. I feel like I wasn't clear that I was agreeing with the person I commented under. You can tell if someone is a good person by the way they interact with the above stated people. If someone is generally nice to complete strangers, but especially people who are easy to ignore like customer service employees, then they are generally a good person who understand the person on the other side of the counter is also a human being with feelings. As someone who works at a front desk, it is my job to be nice and accommodating. But when someone is nice and polite back to me, it shows me they are a good person. If I had $1 for every time I saw this on Reddit, I would be a very rich man. The way somebody treats someone that can do nothing for them, even in a disagreement, they still care about your feelings. If they are able to describe you or other people with specificity, if they are observant and particular with their compliments. This, in my opinion, is the sign of someone who actually pays attention to other people and sees them as more than side characters in their own story. This is a good one. Whenever someone gives me a genuine specific compliment about something I did that often goes by unnoticed, I'm so blown away by it. I'll try to do that in the future as well. I always feel so awkward giving compliments. I'm afraid people will think I'm trying to ask for something. What if you are observant, but you have a very poor memory when it comes to other people? They listen and ask questions. Don't make everything about themselves. When they are pissed off, absolutely furious, they don't resort to low blows. A good person can articulate how pissed off they are at someone without having to make fun of their appearance, weight, race, age, religion, any of that. Came here to say this. The way people handle their anger says a lot about them. I internalize all my anger as self-hate, which manifests itself in depression. What color flag is that? You should rationalize your anger on an anger scale. A 10 would be what would send you over the edge on a Liam Neeson type revenge spree. That way mundane everyday things that normally get you angry can be plotted on the scale. For instance, getting cut off in traffic. Yeah, it makes you angry, but realistically it's a 1 or a 2. It's an exercise my therapist taught me. It's helped me with my depression and angry outbursts. Edit. Wowza, this comment blew up. Thanks for the gold. I will have to tell my therapist how well received this is. Edit 2. If anyone wants to discuss stuff with my therapist, she's writing up this anger scale for her doctorate. I'm sure she would be happy to chat to individuals that need it. Just PM me. Edit 3. She is happy to discuss it with people. I just asked. PM me if you would like her email address. Good manners is not equal to good person. Some people talk nice and act nice and even do good things, and then one day you realize they were playing you like a fiddle and were friends with you just so they could bed your wife. You want to talk about it, buddy? Doing random, seemingly pointless kind acts. Me and a now ex-boyfriend were skipping school to be together for a day before a move. As we were walking, it started to pour down. So he told me he knew a place we could get out of the rain. As we were walking, he noticed someone's mailbox was open. He lived a few miles away, but he crossed the street, taking me with, just to close the mailbox of someone he didn't know, because it was raining. I would go more general to say how a person treats strangers. It's easy to be kind to those we have an intimate / platonic / blood relationship with. How we react when a stranger needs help is what really shows us who we are. If you tell them that something bothers you, they stop immediately when they don't ditch you for the popular group. Damn, that one hit close to home. How someone treats minimum wage staff is important. Using please, thank you, etc. It shows that they empathize with others and respect other situations. Oh my god, I spoke with someone at customer service and he literally said thanks to me for being so polite and patient, and that some people were really hard to deal with. The sad part was I wasn't exceptionally nice or sweet. I was just polite and patient because I knew how hard their jobs can be emotionally. Welcome to retail, where people treat you like an NPC in their single player RPG. When you offer them a bite of your food and they don't take too large of a bite or go straight for the best part. When you're struggling and their first reaction is to be the adult for you, be calming, take control of the situation, offer advice, etc. When they don't get upset about you or others, setting personal boundaries, going out of their way to take care of their friends, dropping off pies to their friends for the holidays, bringing food or medicine to someone who is sick, pet sitting when someone is out of town, and definitely how they treat strangers / wait staff. When a good person makes a mistake, they don't try to hide it. They own up to their own personal shortcomings, while also trying not to highlight others. Thank you, you're welcome. Sorry, my bad. Excuse me. It's all in the language. Excuse me, I'm sorry but that ass is as thick as pudding. Thank you, and you're welcome. Technically nice flirt. My bad. I don't completely agree with the it's all in the language statement. Not everyone who has a polite language is a good person. People, regardless of gender, who take the time to hold a door open for someone, or go out of their way to hold a door open when someone is injured, elderly, pregnant or has their hands full. I noticed recently that I see kids hold doors more than adults without their parents saying anything, even when it's a heavy door and you can see them struggling. Manners are new to them, and they want to show that they've learned manners. Asked my girlfriend. She said when you tell someone about an activity you have coming up, and then the next time you see them, they ask you how it went, smile or at least acknowledge the invisibles, whether it's someone with a disability or obesity or someone doing a custodial job. Basically someone who recognizes we are all worthy of being seen. The fact that you don't have to think about the green flags to determine whether or not they're a good person. Some of us have anxiety, man. I know my friends are chill, but like, what if not? Yeah man. It only takes one person who you thought you knew and loved for years, prove you wrong, and break your trust before you become a skeptic of everybody. Relatable. I'm reading this thread for me, man. Imposter syndrome is real. Being kind to people that are considered lower than them, listening in a conversation, and is genuinely interested to hear what you have to say, not talking shit about people behind their backs, and speaking positively of their friends when they are out of the room, making an effort to sort out problems in their life, rather than complaining and doing nothing to solve the problem. Oh, and they don't say they are a good person. Truly good people don't have to say they are a good person to convince people. Their actions speak for themselves. Maybe not considering anyone as lower than them. What are some green flags that someone is a good person? Comment below.